The body will be moving in the sagittal plane. Legs are going to be moving in forward flexion at the knees and hips with each approaching step. During the last approaching step, shoulders extend back and the hips and knees lower into flexion as they prepare to explode off of the ground. Simultaneously, the arms will swing up through the sagittal plane. The non-hitting arm will remain extended as the hitting arm moves down through the sagittal plane as the shoulder extends and the elbow joint moves through flexion. On the exertion phase, as the arm is coming down, the shoulder is also partly moving in the frontal plane as the shoulder joint adducts. The wrist will end up in flexion as the hitter follows through to complete their hit. This motion is best efficient if the athlete properly uses the approaching steps to gain momentum and force to get a higher jump, equaling a harder and faster spike. The muscles involved during a volleyball spike can be broken up into several groups: ankles, knees, hips, shoulder and elbow, and wrist. Starting with the ankle, you have the gastrocnemius, soleus, and plantaris muscles. These muscles make it possible for you to push off of the ground while jumping. Knees: quadricep, rectus femoris, vastus intermedius, vastus lateralis, and vastus medialis. These muscles support the knee action and allow you to straighten your leg, which also make it possible to jump. Hips: gluteus maximus, gluteus medius, gluteus minimus, and hamstring muscles, which include the bicep femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus. They keep your hip joint extended by all your glutes and keep your pelvis stable and prevent falling. Shoulder and elbows. Your shoulder flexors include your anterior deltoid, clavicular head of pectoralis major, and coracobrachialis. Your latissimus dorsi, sternal head of pec major, and teres major are all extensors. Then there's your triceps, which support your elbow as you extend your arm toward the ball. An example of shoulder and elbow flexors would be when raising your arm up. Shoulder extensors are a good example of the action when hitting a ball. Next is wrist. Your flexors: carpi radialis, carpi ulnaris, digitorum superficialis. We will now take a look at 3 workouts that will help aid in performance.
Back squat. Squatting should be the cornerstone of your volleyball strength training. Purpose. Volleyball workouts should include squat variations because of its direct application to jumping performance. Starting position. Place the bar on the upper back and shoulders in a balanced position. Hold your chest up and out. Push your shoulder blades together. Signal the spotter you are ready to move the bar off the rack. Extend the hips and knees to lift the bar. Take 1 or 2 steps backward. Place the feet shoulder width or slightly wider apart. Action. Downward movement. Keep the torso to the floor angle constant as you slowly flex the hips and knees to lower the bar. Maintain a flat back with elbows high and chest up and out. Keep the heels on the floor and knees aligned with the feet. Do not flex the torso or round the back. Continue flexing the hips and knees until the thighs are parallel to the floor. Do not relax the torso at the bottom of the movement. Upward movement. Extend the hips and knees at the same rate. Maintain a flat back with elbows high and chest up and out. Keep the heels on the floor and knees aligned with the feet. Continue extending the hips and knees to reach the beginning position. After the set is complete, step forward and rack the bar.
In this workout, we're doing sit-ups, decline sit-ups to be specific. To understand what a sit-up helps is to understand what your core is made up of. Your core is made up of your abdominal muscles, part of the muscles in your back, and your hips. Sit-ups mainly target your abdominal muscles and your hips. If you are doing a sit-up that goes up only halfway, you're targeting your abdominal muscles, including your rectus abdominis, your internal and external obliques. If you go higher, or if you perform a sit-up with the legs straight, you begin to work your iliopsoas, or your hip flexors as well.
The next exercise demonstrated is to strengthen the rotator cuff. The rotator cuff consists of 4 muscles: infraspinatus, supraspinatus, subscapularis, and teres minor. All of these muscles give stability to the shoulder, and each has a specific, unique attachment to the upper humerus or arm. Each muscle works in conjunction with the others to provide the harmony of motion essentials for maintaining the muscular stability of the shoulders and preventing injuries such as rotator cuff tendonitis or rotator cuff tears. These muscles work in union with the labrum to keep the shoulder in its best position kinematically when exercising or participating in sports.